keeping well, and if you are new here, thank you for joining me. I am back at the plot today because, and I say back because I was here a few days ago and I did a little bit of a tidy up and just moved the climbing rose over to the archway. And the idea was that I was going to put it into the ground, but actually I've decided that I'm going to put it into a larger pot, just because it seems to be growing quite a lot of grass out of it, and I want to try and suppress that as much as I can. And I think if I put it in the ground, I'm really not helping that. So I'll show you that before we start. But yeah, I've got the big pot, and I also want to try and get some of the border, like the new front border, done as well today, because I picked up some tulips and I've also got some of the lavender and things that I picked up from the nursery ages ago, and they really do need to go into the ground soon. So I'm hoping that maybe we can tidy up that area, start putting some bits in the ground and just creating that kind of line, because I feel like that is what's going to make such a big difference now on how it's going to look. Hopefully you can hear me with the train still, but how it's really going to look and how it's going to take shape. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. Got about 2 hours, which is quite good actually, so should be able to make some really good progress. The priority is the rose, so I think we're going to start with that. But let me just show you quickly what I did on Tuesday and just tidied up a little bit. So I did cut down all of the grass around the fruit cage, and that made a huge difference actually to how it looked. I'm really pleased that I just took 2 minutes to do that. I did leave in this, I can't remember what it's called, but it looks really pretty when it grows, and the base of it as well looks really nice. So I'm really pleased that I'm just going to keep that in. I have actually got another one in the border as well, so really pleased for that to come up as well this year. I also got rid of a couple of the pots that I had fruit in, and I was kind of giving it each season just to see if it would grow, and it didn't. So we're going to be a little bit ruthless this year, that if things aren't working, we get rid of it. I've given things so many seasons now that I think I just have to admit when some things aren't working. So it just looks a bit better. This all just needs to go to the dump still, but I just need to find time when I can, or space, something big enough to take it to there. As you can see, the rose has moved from here to here, so I'll show you the kind of the pot that I'll be moving that to. And then I just gave this border a really good trim down, because it was all getting a little bit overgrown, a little bit messy. The new growth is coming through. It does need a little bit more of a tidy, if I'm honest, but I kind of want to see how it kind of looks in the summer, or spring and summer, and just see if it does, or whether it just looks full. If it looks messy now because the lavender isn't through, I kind of don't want to disturb and just take out things that don't need to. Like, I really love when the dandelions come through. I think they give a really lovely, you can just see it coming through here, pop of yellow. So I want to kind of keep them in as much as we can. So the idea is today is we're going to pull this out a little bit, and kind of create the line that comes up and around here. And then I need to move this as well, because I'm going to put a little lavender bush, not lavender, sorry, I'm going to put my alliums in here. I think they will look really pretty. And then this is the rose that we are moving. So I took off the chicken wire, this one, and I actually just cut what the rose was already climbing up. I just moved it, just cut down like the edges and just moved it across with it, and then I didn't have to disturb it too much. I'm hoping I can take it out of here as well without disturbing it too much, but we'll see. But I think it should look really nice. I did rework some of them just to try and make sure that it stayed within the archways kind of parameters, the width of it. And the pot that I will be moving it to is one of these. They're so pretty. I just picked them up from B&Q, but I think they weather really lovely. So that's what we're going to put it into today. And then I've got some tulips as well, and then the rest of these bits that I picked up from the nursery ages ago. So these are the alliums that are going to go in the corner. Obviously an animal has been in here, which isn't great. I've got some of my lavenders here as well. I can't remember what this one was called. Oh, here we go, Imperial Gem. So that should be a really lovely one. And then I picked up a Miss Catherine, which is a little bit more pink apparently. I think that'll look really, really pretty. Just a little bit of a different kind of style and colour to the border, but still keeping it lavender. So that'll be really, really nice. I picked up some thyme as well, some rosemary, and some calendula. So yes, very, very pleased with how this is gonna look. I'm really, really excited actually. So I'm just going to use a standard, just like multi-purpose compost that I just picked up from B&Q, and I'm also going to use some of this, what's it called, Fostrogen. It's a rose and shrub food that I've used on my other roses when I've put them into the ground or into the pots, and they've done really, really well. So we're just going to mix a little bit of this in, and hopefully it should help it. Okay, so that's actually the perfect height. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and get out as much of this grass as I possibly can without damaging the rose itself. And then I will just loosen some of the mud that goes around. What I've done is I've put in, apologies, I've put in about this much of just normal compost, and then another bit, probably about that much of the compost mixed with the shrub and rose food. And so hopefully that's kind of like the nearest bit, and then when I just loosen like the bottom bit of this, it should hopefully allow for that to go into this old bit, and then I'll just fill up the rest with. Pleased with that. I don't want to take out too much more because I really just don't want to damage the base of the rose. So we're just going to leave it like that, and hopefully I can just, it's now in a manageable position that I can just keep trimming it down as and when needed. And I have noticed like a few bugs in here as well, so I don't want to take it all out if that's their home as well. Maybe I should have left it a little bit longer, I don't know, but I do feel like it maybe looks a little bit neater, and I can just see where I need to trim down as well with the rose. So yeah, please, I managed to get that kind of, there was actually quite a lot. I never realized how much there was. So yeah, fingers crossed it'll be a bit more manageable from now on. Also got a little bit of cardboard that was in the car, so what I'm going to do is just put this down on the ground first, put this on top, and hopefully it should suppress all like everything around it as well, and hopefully it'll just like keep it a little bit more manageable for the rest of the season. If you're wondering why the saw is out, it's because I completely forgot that I left the sunflower roots in the ground at the end of the last season, and yeah, I couldn't, it had to, you can just see where the cardboard is broken. That's where it was like popping through. So, but this is all in. I know this looks a little bit high at the moment, but from experience I have found that when I put things into pot, if I go a little bit higher, when this, all like the compost and things start to settle, that's kind of like the height, that's how much height I kind of need to give it, so that when it does settle, it kind of goes to the right height, if that makes sense, if I'm making any sense today. So what I'm just going to quickly do is I'm just going to secure this on, make sure it's nice and flat, and then we can cut the bits off at the side as well. So yeah, it is starting to rain as well, which isn't ideal, but do you know what, I've got my waterproof on, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. Okay, Rose is done. Really, really, really pleased with that. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite come up high enough that I can like hook it onto this bit, but I've managed to secure it at this line here, which is pretty good. So just before I leave, I'm just going to try and find just some tape or something just to put around here, just to keep this bit up, because I'm a little bit worried it's a bit windy at the moment as well. I don't want to leave it unsecure, so that's fine at the moment. I can find something at the end. I've got about 45 minutes left, not even that, so I'm just going to work on this edge and getting some lavender and the other bits in as well. I did actually just find we have a little section at our plot where you can just leave stuff and people can help themselves to it if they no longer need it, which is really great. I think it's such a good like way to recycle things, especially at the plot, and the amount that goes to waste with gardening things, and a lot of it is plastic. So I am actually going to use this and just quickly use it as the edge until I can get some bricks or something, and I think it'll be a really great way to make like something to disconnect the grass from where I want the flower bed to start. So yeah, we're gonna do it. Excuse my hands now. I just prefer to use my hands when like doing stuff like that. So yeah, just a little bit easier. But yeah, so we're gonna do that now. I'm gonna get the edger that I used for here, and just to make just a little indent in it, just so it's a little bit easier to kind of like push in and things. And then once I've done that, I can then what's it called, start working on getting the other bits in. I was only going to come up to here, however, I think what's putting me off is this is where the fence line finishes, but actually I've got so much room here. If I put the pots over the other side of it, or even if they were to go into the ground, that is far more enough space than that. So I think I am just going to continue this line all the way down and just do it there. I think it'll just give me so much more room, and I'm just wondering if I move these over, whether I can then get if I move these over, whether I can then get this still in this space and still with enough kind of like walking room the other side of it. So yeah, I'm just going to do the line all the way up. I'm hoping I found another piece that will just do one long straight line down here. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that instead of bringing it all the way in. That's worked really well. I'm really pleased with that. So there were 3 pieces. There was small, a medium, and then the large piece. I don't know whether to get the larger one and go right round here and then all the way around the front, because it is quite a lot bigger. So I might do that, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this for now, just so I can work a little bit on this here. I'm pulling it all forward because I've actually only got about 20 minutes probably now. So yeah, I can just like tidy this up a little bit, take this away, move the bricks out, get maybe a few of the lavender in. Yeah, it's really coming together. I love it. I'm so pleased. Apologies guys, the battery was running out on my phone. Tried to just quick put it on charge. However, I've made huge progress. I've just quickly re-leveled this little bit here, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this all forward to make a really nice border coming all the way down here, and then I'll be able to have a bit more space for this here. So I'm not going to have time, unfortunately, to put these bits in the ground, or these bits, but I feel like we're making such good progress. It just looks really, really neat now. Well, it doesn't look neat at the moment, but I feel like it is going to look really, really neat by the time it's all done. Fingers crossed I can get back here in the next few days, get the momentum going. But yeah, really, really pleased with that.